May our good Father lift your spirits today. Put strength in your stride. May you sense His embrace in the kindness of His face. I'd like about 8 minutes of your time. I think I can put them to good use. If you cannot stay around, just post your prayer requests in the comment section so we can be praying for you. And if you have those few moments today, I'd love to share a story with you, a story that reminds us of the beauty of loving other people. It's a story that's actually in my new book, Begin Again, a story about a young musician who at 7:51 a.m. on January the 12th, 2007, took his position against a wall in a Washington, D.C. metro station. He wore jeans, a long-sleeve t-shirt, and a Washington Nationals baseball cap. He opened a violin case and he removed his instrument and he threw a few dollars and coins, pocket change, into the case as seed money. And he began to play. He played for the next 43 minutes. He performed 6 classical pieces. And during that time, more than 1,000 people passed by. They tossed in a little bit of money. Well, a total of $32.17. Of the 1,000 people, 7 and only 7 paused for longer than 60 seconds. And at the end of the 7, one and only one recognized the violinist Joshua Bell. 3 days prior to this metro appearance staged by the Washington Post, Joshua Bell filled Boston Symphony Hall, where just fairly good tickets went for $100 a seat. 2 weeks after the experiment, he played for a standing room only audience in Bethesda, Maryland. Joshua Bell's talents can command $1,000 a minute. That day in the subway station, he barely earned enough to buy a cheap pair of tennis shoes. Now you can't fault the instrument. He played a Stradivarius built in the golden period of the career of Stradivarius, worth $3.5 million. You can't fault the music. Bell successfully played a piece from Johann Sebastian Bach that Bell called one of the greatest achievements of any man in history, speaking of the piece. But scarcely anyone noticed. I guess no one expected to find majesty in such a context. A shoe shine stand to one side, kiosks to the other, people buying magazines, newspapers, chocolate bars, lotto tickets. And who had time? I mean, this was a work day. This was Washington, D.C. This was a workforce, government workers, mainly on their way to, budget meetings, management sessions. Who had time? Who had time to notice beauty in the midst of busyness? Most did not. Most did not. Most of us will someday realize that we didn't either. From the perspective of heaven, we will look back on these days, these odd, cluttered, confusing days, and we're going to realize that was Jesus playing the violin. That was Jesus wearing the ragged clothes. That was Jesus in the orphanage. That was Jesus in the jail. That was Jesus in the cardboard shanty. The person needing my help, that was Jesus. You know, there are many reasons to help people in need, but for the Christian, none is higher than this. When we help them, we help Him. When we love those who need loving, we are loving Jesus. It's a mystery beyond science. It's a truth beyond statistics, but it is a message that Jesus made crystal clear, that when we love them, we actually love Him. Some of them live in your neighborhood. Others live in jungles that you'll never explore, have names that you can't pronounce. Some of them are quarantined at home, or out of work, or getting by on reduced income. Some of them brought their woes on themselves, and others inherited the mess from their predecessors. And none of us can help everybody, but all of us can help somebody. And when we help them, we serve Jesus. We serve Jesus. As you set out to begin again this year, to make a difference, to make this day better, this year better, could I encourage you to make it your point to give away some joy? I really believe that the deepest and most lasting happiness happens when we give happiness to others. May this be the season that you and I lift up our eyes and look around and find those to whom we can give the greatest words and deeds of encouragement. And may we be reminded when we're helping them, we're helping Him. And when we serve them, we serve Him. All the very best to you, my friend.